Hi everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Happy Wednesday everyone watching. So my name's Matt, welcome all. I am super excited tonight to be joined by Mighty Kingdom's Patrick and AIE's own Jessica. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Thank you.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Absolute honour. So thank you so much for joining us, everybody out there. I hope everyone's got their popcorn ready to listen to an awesome live stream tonight. I know Pat is a expertise in the game industry, so I can't wait to hear some I guess what he's been up to most recently and some bit of advice for all those students out there. So thank you again, Pat. For tonight, all the viewers out there, if you have any questions through the live stream, please do feel free to pop the questions in chat and we'll do our best to get them answered. I will remind everyone throughout the live stream as well of that. So yeah, if you have any questions for Pat, go ahead and ask. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to answer them for everyone. So thank you so much for having me as well, guys. And Jess, I'll pass over to you for the live stream.
Cool. Thank you so much, Matt. Welcome, Pat. Welcome back to AIE.
Thanks. It's been a while.
Yeah. So let's just dive straight in. Can you tell us just briefly about what your current position is and where you work?
Yeah. So I'm a Unity programmer at Mighty Kingdom in Adelaide. I actually just moved to Sydney, so I'm working full-time remotely with them now, which will be a little bit challenging. But since we've just done that working from home through COVID, we've proved that we can already do that. So yeah, I'm all good to work remotely.
Awesome. And how long have you been working at Mighty Kingdom for?
Over 3.5 years now. I moved
so feel pretty comfortable.
3.5 years ago. Yeah, very comfortable. It's a great team.
Nice.
Great bunch of people.
Nice. Also, that's all I've heard from them. It's just a good group of people, and everyone just like really listens to each other, and it's just a really humble experience, I guess.
Yeah, totally. It totally is.
Awesome. And so you're a graduate from AIE. Can you tell us what course you did and when you graduated?
Yeah, I graduated in 2014 doing the Advanced Diploma in Programming, and I actually did the incubator, which is now the GDML, in 2015.
Cool. And what sparked your interest in getting into this sort of area, into game development and especially programming?
Programming is a weird one for me because in high school I hated programming, but like ever since I was like 6 years old, I wanted to make video games. Ever since I played like Super Mario 64 or Legend of Zelda, I always wanted to do that. And it wasn't until I came to my AIE interview with the programming teacher, and I was like, I want to make games and I want to make them look cool. And they were like, you got to do one or the other. So I picked making games, which was programming.
Yeah. So when you came to AIE, did you have to present a portfolio?
I did. I was doing a uni course at the time, a Bachelor of IT, which I didn't really like, but that had programming components, and so that was pretty much my portfolio at the time. Okay,
so yeah, you approached AIE, said you just want to make games, but you had programming already, but you wanted to make them look pretty as well.
Yeah.
So Did you look into the 3D modeling courses as well, or you were just like, well, I'm doing programming already, I may as well stay programming?
Yeah, I did, but I guess I looked at the job prospects at the time and I thought I'd be doing better as a programmer.
Cool.
Yeah.
And look at you now, working remotely at Mighty Kingdom, which is a powerhouse of Australia for game development.
Yeah, totally is.
Yeah, nice. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience since leaving AIE? Maybe tell us a little bit about the incubator program as well. We might also show some videos of us working on a project together as well.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So yeah, we did some game jams together. When I graduated from programming, I pretty much tried to get jobs straight away. Was making job applications, sending them everywhere. Wasn't doing too well for myself. And so I guess not a backup plan, but my second option was to do the GDML. And I definitely don't regret doing that because I had a really good time there. I had another programmer that was in my class and an artist joined me for that. And we made 2 games over the space of about 18 months. And that was really good. That was really good, like first-hand experience running your own company, programming games professionally. And it was very much.
And that was the.
It was just very much just taking steps forward and hoping you're doing the right thing. Yes, you're being mentored by teachers and stuff, but you still got to do a lot of it on your own and figure things out for yourself.
Of course. And what were the 2 games that you released?
The first one was Say Again, which was basically a social voice game where you would send messages to other people, except you would voice morph your message. So we made like a whole bunch of cool voice morphs, send them a message, and the person has to try and figure out what you said because it's really super not clear.
I think we do have one of those videos. Quickly. So that was the Say Again.
Yeah, this one.
Nice. And then what was the like? So it was just the 2 of you, an artist and yourself as a programmer.
Yeah, so 2 programmers and an artist.
Nice. And kind of what were your takeaways from this game?
You need budgets to make games. We were lucky enough to get grants at the time, which were like this trailer. We contracted out to someone that was recommended to us. So yeah, working with external people, working with your own employees, working with accountants, because you have to do the whole company side of things as well. So yeah, a lot of things take away from just making the game when you're doing a commercial product.
There's a lot more things that are involved than a lot of people usually
so much
think about.
Marketing
totally.
Marketing is probably our weakest point.
Of course, I have heard that from a bunch of other startups and from the graduate diploma. Because you go through the AIE to be the developers and develop everything, but then the incubator or the graduate diploma of management learning, you have to do all that marketing and all the business side, and it's probably a little bit of a shock to the system.
Yeah, totally.
And the second game, what was that one?
That was Endless Arrows. So my artist and programmer got jobs elsewhere. Our goal going into making games for ourselves was to either make money from our games or build up a portfolio that we can get other jobs. And that's what all of us did. So I made this little cube puzzle game within about 6 weeks and put it up on the store. And then it got like 500 more downloads than the 16-month project we just did. So that's why I'm saying marketing is super important. I made the trailers and everything for that one and just bought a couple assets and just made a procedural game that would just have infinite levels. So I just worked with smaller team of just me, just trying to make something quick and just get it out.
And is it still getting downloads?
I honestly have not checked. I haven't looked for a long time. It still plays on my iPhone SE, so yeah. It was a couple of weeks after
Awesome.
that when I got the job with MK. Otherwise, I probably just would have kept making stuff like that.
Yeah, cool. Just little games that you can just smash out every 5 to 6 weeks or something.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you just mentioned Mighty Kingdom. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you got the job there, and what does Mighty Kingdom do?
Yeah. So I was applying for jobs interstate. Sydney job market at the time was really weak, so I was applying elsewhere and getting a lot of interviews back. And so I ended up getting a job with them. I think I had a phone interview with 3 people, a programmer, producer, and a product manager at the time. And we just had a good chat. I didn't do any programming tests, but we did go over my my portfolio and especially endless arrows and say again, and just about the analytics and ad networks that had been put into them, because at the time Mighty Kingdom was a mobile game developer, so they were putting all of that stuff into their games as well, and they wanted someone with that experience. So yeah, got away with not having to do a test. If you were applying these days, you would have to do a test, but our tests are generally within Unity and something that can be done in your spare time over a course of a week or something.
That sounds all right. Bit nerve-wracking, but yeah, I think I've heard some tests are 12 hours or 24 hours or something. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We usually give about a week.
Yeah. No, that's a good
tests.
That's a good amount of time. Yeah.
Yeah. They're quite achievable,
so you
not super complicated.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry. Go on.
I was gonna say, and so when you first started, they were doing mobile games. So what's changed over the last 3.5 or so years that you've been there?
We're still doing a lot of mobile games, but our focus has moved from client work into original IP. So I started working on Shopkins Games, which is a Melbourne-based toy company, and we did all of their games for mobile. Then we moved on to our own IP, which was Wildlife Puzzle Story, and we made that over 18 months, 2 years. Had a long soft launch of about 6 months. And yeah, we learned heaps from that game, and we made a lot of original systems that we're using in more games. So we like to build systems and then reuse them in other games and build on top of them.
Cool. Yeah, building blocks, and you can just smash out a lot more games a lot faster then.
Yeah. As well as keep those systems so you can not necessarily build games faster, but you can have more features in the games, including features from old games. Yeah. But as most people probably know, we're working on Conan Chop Chop now, which has been our biggest game to date, which has been a lot of fun to work on. I wasn't on the original crew for that game, but now I am. And yeah, it's good fun working in a big team like that. Even jumping from Wildlife to Conan is big difference in terms of.
Is there a release date yet?
No.
We'll get some sneaky inside information from you.
No.
I'm going to jump in for a second. I do have a question. I've got a question from one of our beautiful viewers. I will pop it up for everyone and we'll go. So gameplay wise, do you prefer to create games with focus mainly on the mechanics of the game, or do you sometimes lean into the story / narration?
Good question. I like working on mechanics, but story and narration things more often come into tools programming, so that people that actually write the story and create content actually use the tools to make that stuff within the engine. Whereas sort of mechanic stuff can still very much be editor tools so that designers can get in and build levels. But I still prefer the mechanics. I love making RPGs and stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hopefully that answers the question.
I guess it's down to the person as well. So everyone's a little bit different. And if you're more of a designer, you're probably leaning more towards a narration and whatnot, but you're more heavily on the programming of the mechanics for the narration, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
I'm going to jump. I've also got a question, a personal question, if I may, Patrick, and I do apologise if you don't have the answer for this. But I was reading previously that Conan Chop Chop, the game you were just talking about, that was nominated for an award at E3. I tried to find some more information on that, but actually struggled in terms of to find like what award it was, because I'm sure it was a big honour for you guys. So, do you know much about the award that was nominated?
No, in fact, that's probably the first time I've heard about it.
wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
what was the award?
I'm not sure. I was trying to find more information on it, but it was just a little article saying it was nominated for an award at E3, I believe. So I'll try and find some more, and hopefully I'll get back to you guys tonight. But I was looking for it. Yeah.
Where were you looking? That sounds good. Yeah, if you find any information, otherwise, we'll have to maybe get someone higher up, I guess, at MK to join us on a live stream to set us straight.
All right.
No worries.
Back to you, Jason.
One award that we did get was Studio of the Year last year. So everybody was super proud to get that. Yeah,
definitely. It was it's such an amazing company it's all amazing work that I've heard, and such a lovely environment to work in as well. Super cool. Can you tell us a little bit more about like your day-to-days at Mighty Kingdom and you as a programmer? What do you do?
A very general day-to-day would be 10 o'clock stand up for Agile. We can start work before then. Most people do, just to get the ball rolling. Just talk about what you're going to be doing that day. Any updates from the project, from the product managers or the producers, and then we'll just go into our day. We're trialing things like not having meetings days where it's straight up just doing dev on certain days, because there was a point where we were just having like meetings just in random parts of the day. And so we're like, no, let's just have all the meetings on Wednesday, Thursday, and then Tuesday, Friday can just be like straight development days. And then we have like 4 o'clock stand up again, just to talk about any issues that we're having. It's a very communicative team, so that like if you're having problems, you need to bring them up. Otherwise, people will just assume that everything's fine and you're just going along well. It's a bit of a trust system, but it works well for us.
Cute. Super cute. So you're basically like in engine, like after, besides the meetings, you're basically like in engine the whole time, coding, testing to make sure it works. Is that kind of your life?
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes I'll get to work with some artists, just so they've got a good idea of the requirements for the engine, or what needs to be done on that task. Artists will push their stuff into the project, and then we'll hook up, UI buttons or the animators for the characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or sound.
Is that not? Yeah. Are you guys in like separate like rooms, or is it all like kind of open plan and you can just quickly go and talk to that artist, or is it kind of hard to get to the other side, to the artist?
So our current setup is pretty much one big long room, and we're sort of in little groups of cubicles. Well, they're not cubicles. It's very, very open. I can stand up and look at the other side of the office. We used to be grouped in project, we were grouped in our project spots, and then we used to be like, so, artists are here, programmers are here, managers are here. It changes all the time. We're always trying to figure out, the best way for those things to work. And obviously, because COVID, basically everyone worked from home, so it sort of stopped. But when that goes back to normal, I don't know what we'll try next.
That's kind of nice, because you're just always moving and meeting new people and making sure everyone's like friends and just keeping it a bit lighter. I kind of like that idea of like moving positions, but you're all like kind of in the same room. It sounds very wholesome.
It's good. We have wheels on our desks. Like every 3 to 6 months, we will have a moving day where we just have a new desk arrangement and we'll move around.
Oh, that's so good.
In the afternoon.
I was imagining like musical chairs sort of thing.
Yeah. And you get to sit next to someone new and you get to know them a bit better. It's always fun.
Oh, that's so nice. What has it been like? Well, you now moved back to Sydney, but what was it like moving from Sydney to Adelaide, to Mighty Kingdom?
Wow, for me, I had not moved out of my parents. So not only was I moving out, I was moving state, and I was driving with all my stuff in my car. It was interesting. I think I went over for a weekend, looked at awesome places to live in, and then 2 weeks later, I picked one and just went with it. I think the hardest thing when you're moving state or even country or to a new place is, finding new friend groups. I had work people. Everyone at work was really cool, so that wasn't hard. I, signed up for a soccer team and made a lot of friends through that. I think that was the hardest thing, just not being lonely all the time, because you're separated from everybody. So it's good to have some sort of support group.
Yeah, that's nice. And did you come back to Sydney much?
Yeah, actually, probably like once every 3 months. People get married or any family events and stuff like that.
Did the family ever come down to you?
A couple of times, yeah. A couple of friends came over too. It's been a good weekend. Nice. Yeah.
I feel like Matt has something to say.
I'm going to jump in. Sorry, we do have a question that's come through from one of our beautiful viewers again, so I'll just pop that one. So, bit of a longer one, but speaking of testing, do you guys at Mighty Kingdom write unit and integration tests as a part of your workflow? And I guess then we'll have a follow-up question after that, but if you want to go for that one first, Patrick.
Unit and integration tests, not really. And for all of my jobs that I've worked, we've never really used those tests. I would say I haven't even written one before. I don't know if I'm supposed to be embarrassed about that though. But like we do do our own QA on all of the things that we make, as well as having dedicated QA roles. So I guess it sort of eliminates the need for those tests. But it's probably something that I need to actually work on myself. But if you're coming into things as like a new graduate or something, I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Yeah, I think that answers the second question. Do you use test-driven development to ensure your implementation works as intended? So good question. I like it when we put them on the spot, and it's a difficult one for them to answer. So keep the questions coming through, everyone. We're loving it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. I love these videos. These cheeky little video games that Pat and I made during a few game jams. Hilarious.
This is a while back. This would be like 2013, I think.
13, 14. Something like that. It's fun times. Way too much Red Bull.
Oh, no. I had way too many energy drinks back then.
Yep, gross. So jumping back in, I know like Mighty Kingdom, they do use Unity quite a bit. How has the forever debate between Unity and Unreal within yourself and also within Mighty Kingdom?
That's a good question. So we're actively looking into Unreal as an option. Everything we make is in Unity right now. But we are looking into Unreal for like our future products. I've got some like Udemy courses that I'm going to do just so that I'm up to scratch with Unreal as well. Yeah, if we do make the switch, we'll definitely be doing internal training and that kind of stuff, so everybody's on the same page. Yeah, Unity's just works really well for us. I think it's easier to get Unity developers as new hires as well. Yeah, it's it's been our one platform. You can build to everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. So we've talked quite a bit about what you've been doing in the industry, but I'd like to just jump back in time a little bit. Can you tell us maybe how AIE has helped you to get where you are today?
Sure. Doing my advanced diploma in programming really helped me figure out programming itself, because I remember the first year was like very just hands-on programming, and the second year was very much focused on programming for games. So that was good for me to get back up to speed with the theory of that, which has never really been my strong point. But it covers a lot of stuff. So you might be good at some things and then bad at other things. Like I am not good at engine programming. It's probably the most hardest and complicated thing to do, but also very rewarding once you get it right. So that was my weak point, but you don't have to be good at everything. So I'm, better at games programming, like, mechanics and all that kind of stuff, or integrating third-party technologies. So don't be worried if you're not good at one thing, because you don't have to be good at everything. Yeah. Nice. And it helped me find people, obviously all the classmates have picked to go to AIE, so they all want to be there and they're passionate about games. So you get to meet a lot of like-minded people.
Yeah, that's awesome. And can you tell us a little bit about, like you did touch on, I guess, your classmates and some of the subjects that you did. Can you tell us a little bit about the teachers that you had while at AIE?
Yeah, the teachers were great. I've caught up with them probably like once a year since graduating. And Rebecca, my first year teacher, lives in the Netherlands. I caught up with her when I was overseas there. And Sam, we catch up at GCAP. Haven't caught up with Conan yet, but yeah.
If you're out there, Conan.
They were, they were really good. They were passionate about games and they were passionate about helping students, and definitely helped me pull through when I was having a lot of trouble.
Nice. Sweet. And we are running out of time. One final question. So those that are maybe looking to get into game development or even game programming, any words of wisdom or advice for them?
Yeah. Everyone says the same thing, but make some games. Doesn't matter how big or small they are. I would say make some small stuff. As a programmer, get your code up on GitHub or something. Show that you can use Git and a client like SourceTree, because that goes a long way. Have someone review your code and tell you where it can be formatted better, have more commenting or even less, because you can have too many comments. Making games and being able to show someone on your phone, just whip it out and be like, look at what I made, is really cool. And I think impresses people. It impresses me. Yeah.
Totally. That's a really good answer. And hopefully people out there can take that on board. And yeah, if you want to make games, make games. I guess that's the takeaway from that. So we have run out of time. If there's no questions left in the chat, I think we might end it there. But thank you so much, Pat, for joining us today. And it's been really nice catching up with you. And hopefully we'll see Conan Chop Chop out soon. And I'll be like, Pat did that.
Woo!
Awesome. Thank you so much.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, thank Yay. Thank you, everyone. We'll leave it there tonight. We do have a live stream next week as well, so do tune in. Once again, they are mostly weekly. You can check them out on our website on our workshop page. And yes, so we've got one person next week, and we do have a few more coming up throughout the year. So he's working with AR and VR. So if you're interested in getting to that realm, definitely tune in next week. You can register on our website so you do get a reminder, or follow us on YouTube or Facebook. And we also have, if you are in year 12 and you are interested in coming to this sort of area, we do have an industry experience day in the school holidays. So it's a free workshop day. You can come in, try a bit of programming, a bit of design, and a bit of 3D art. So that's for year 12s. If you are in Melbourne or interested in studying at our online campus, you can also join our online session of that as well. But we've just opened it up for just year 12s for this time. But we do have a whole bunch of other events that you can check out later in the year. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll leave it there, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
See you guys.
Bye.